How are you just so consistent, like the tide, night in and night out?
My whole life is consistent.
I would say the hardest player in the NBA to guard is probably Shea.
Shea is gonna be so good.
Point guards have always played a key role in every basketball team. Today, we are going to take you to the world of one of the best point guards in the modern era.
Shea, quickly,
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the most physically gifted players of all time. He is blessed with an enormous 7-foot span, a killer first step, and a silky jumper. The 6'6" Canadian is simply impossible to guard. In this NBA season, he became a part of an exclusive club, sharing a record with Michael Jordan as the second player to average 30 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals per game. He also has a shot accuracy of more than 50% from the field. But how good is SGA? Watch this video till the end to find out. This is going to be epic. When it comes to clutch performances, SGA is one of the players in the NBA that has plenty of it. In fact, at one point, he was one of the leading players in the NBA for clutch performance. So, we are going to pick one moment that many fans won't forget for a long time. It was the game against the Pelicans this season where we saw the best of the Canadian magicians. The Thunder led by 10 early in the fourth quarter. Then the drought began. OKC went more than 5 minutes without making a shot as New Orleans used an 18-6 run to make a 2-point lead with under 2 minutes to play. A Game 1 win for the number 1 seed was slipping away. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wasn't going to let it happen. In a minute, Gilgeous-Alexander shook loose from defensive standout Herb Jones to tie the game with a contested 20-footer. Then, with all eyes on him, split the defense to hit a 13-footer and one to give OKC the lead for good. That move highlighted his mentality. He single-handedly carried his team to victory. It was a magical display from the 6'6" Canadian. SGA is a great mid-range scorer and possibly the finest post-up specialist in the NBA. He can shoot turnaround jumpers and find ways to score the basket at any point in the game. However, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is also not without flaws in his game. One of his biggest weaknesses is his three-point shooting, and he continues to struggle with it. SGA has length but doesn't have that LeBron-esque body to overpower his opponent. Also, his passing could use a bit of work. It isn't at the elite level for a player of his talent yet. Even his teammates think so. Ahead of last season's playoff semifinal, teammate Jalen Williams said, "Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander throws the worst lobs." While Isaiah Joe said, "It's not lobs, he can't pass."
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Shai throws the worst lobs. Yeah. Like, bro. Can't pass. Yeah. Not lobs. Can't pass.
Thunder guards Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe bemoaned SGA's lack of passing ability before the Western Conference semifinals against the Dallas Mavericks last season. Having said that, his passing has improved this season. Gilgeous-Alexander was born in Toronto, Ontario, and grew up in Hamilton, Ontario. One of the interesting things about SGA is that he comes from a family of athletes, and they both played a key role in him becoming the player he is today. His mother, Charmaine Gilgeous, is a former track athlete who competed in the women's 400 meters for Antigua and Barbuda at the 1992 Summer Olympics. His father, Vaughn Alexander, played high school basketball, winning a Toronto City championship while attending Georgia Vanier Secondary School in the early 1990s. Gilgeous-Alexander's father coached him as a youth. He attended high school in Hamilton before leaving the country. He then moved to the United States, transferring to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy, located in Chattanooga, Tennessee, for his junior and senior years. He saw the need to play basketball as his reason to move to a different country. "I just thought I needed to play better competition," he said. As a senior, Gilgeous-Alexander averaged 18.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 4 assists. A 4-star recruit by ESPN, Gilgeous-Alexander originally committed to Florida, but reopened his recruitment in October 2016. His final 5 schools were Kentucky, Kansas, Syracuse, Texas, and UNLV. After graduating in 2017, he announced his decision to play college basketball at Kentucky. He was named the most valuable player of the Kentucky Derby Classic. At the 2017 Nike Hoop Summit, he represented the World Select team and scored 11 points in 21 minutes of action. Gilgeous-Alexander began life at the University of Kentucky in the 2017-18 season as a reserve, sitting behind freshman point guard Quade Green, but still averaged over 30 minutes per game. After a tough loss to UCLA, Alexander erupted against Louisville in December, scoring 24 points, grabbing 5 rebounds, dishing out 4 assists, and securing 3 steals. He continued to lead the team for the following 2 games, scoring 21 points against Georgia and 18 against LSU. He was a consistent contributor to a struggling UK team that had a 4-game losing streak during the season. SGA became a starter, along with 4 other freshmen: Hamidou Diallo, Nick Richards, Kevin Knox II, and PJ Washington. Despite their losses, his points per game shot up to 12.9, along with 3.8 rebounds and 4.6 assists. Gilgeous-Alexander had a great SEC tournament and continued that momentum into the NCAA tournament. However, his final memory of the UK wasn't a good one. He missed a 3-point attempt at the buzzer. On April 9, 2018, he declared for the 2018 NBA Draft. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was selected in the first round, 11th overall, by the Charlotte Hornets in the 2018 NBA Draft. He never played for the Hornets, however. He was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers the same night. How they will regret that decision now. Gilgeous-Alexander spent only 1 season with the Clippers, 2018-19. He averaged 10.8 points per game, earned All-Rookie Second-Team honors, and was 6th in NBA Rookie of the Year voting. But his time in Los Angeles was short-lived. On the 10th of July 2019, he was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder with Danilo Gallinari and 7 draft picks for All-Star Paul George. The trade happened 1 day after the Clippers signed former Toronto Raptors superstar Kawhi Leonard. From the day he made his NBA debut, SGA has shown the potential to be the best point guard the league has ever seen. But it was in Oklahoma that his reputation began to grow exponentially. In his first season with the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander averaged 19 points per game. In 2019-20, he was in the conversation for the NBA's Most Improved Player award. In 2020-21, he averaged 23.7 points per game. He was even better in 2021-22 with 24.5 points per game. However, in 2022-23 and 2023-24, Gilgeous-Alexander elevated his game to a whole new level. In both seasons, he was selected to the All-NBA First Team and averaged a total of 30.7 points per game in 143 regular season games. In 2022-23, Gilgeous-Alexander led the NBA with 669 free throws made for a free throw percentage of .905. He was also the runner-up to Lauri Markkanen of the Utah Jazz for the Most Improved Player award. Furthermore, Gilgeous-Alexander had career highs in field goal percentage of .535, assists per game of 6.2, and steals per game of 2. He was the runner-up to Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets for the NBA's Most Valuable Player award. He also led Oklahoma City to the best regular season record 57-25 in the Western Conference. Teammates and coaches have marveled at his work ethic. "It's like I'm addicted to the feeling of getting better," Gilgeous-Alexander told ESPN in 2024. "I've made it this far, I've worked this hard, and I can only do it for 10 more years if I'm lucky. So why not? These next 10 years, give them my everything and see what I can be." Gilgeous-Alexander's impact isn't just limited to the NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won a silver medal for Canada at the 2016 FIBA Americas U18 Championship in Chile. When he helped Canada win the bronze medal at the 2023 FIBA World Cup, its first ever medal at a World Cup tournament. Gilgeous-Alexander was named to the World Cup All-Star 5. His 196 points were the second most in the tournament. Canada qualified for the men's basketball tournament at the 2024 Olympic Summer Games in Paris. It was the first time Canada had qualified for the Olympic Games in men's basketball since the 2000 Olympic Summer Games in Sydney. You know that a player is special when he is compared to Michael Jordan, but sometimes it is more wishful thinking than facts. However, that is not the case with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Watching him, you will notice the elements that made Jordan one of the greatest players in NBA history. Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue showered praise on the Oklahoma City Thunder star when his team faced him. The point guard finished the game with 45 points and 9 assists. When you are a young player, you can lose control or try to score more points. Shai understands that the game will come to him, and he knows the ball will return to his hands. So, he allows other players to get involved. Yet, he is aware that he can take control of the game at any moment, and that reminds me a lot of the greats like Michael Jordan, Lou remarked. Indeed, Lou's comparison of Gilgeous-Alexander to Michael Jordan may seem exaggerated, but the point guard's performance against his former team was undeniably remarkable. With his 45 points, he set a new personal record in the NBA. So, what do you think of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? An NBA superstar or not? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to learn more about future NBA stars.